Let's go back to the fuel tax story, and we have civil society leader and public policy analyst Austin Aigbe joining us for more on this from Abuja. Austin Aigbe, thank you so much for joining us. Now, you were vocal in the call for the reversal of the policy to avoid a monopoly. Would you say that this pressure has paid off eventually?
We don't want to call it pressure, and I think what we just did was to amplify a position we thought that the government may not have looked at, but we are so excited that the government eventually had looked at it because, I mean, it's critical when I ask that question that who will monopoly benefit? What we wanted was for government to promote high-level competition. I mean, it's a free market economy where we talk about a liberalized economy where even when you're selling at 1,000 naira and you see a filling station that is selling 900, that competition will drive your own pricing downward. But if you make it a monopolistic economy, what it means is that the price determiner will just be solely an individual who will determine the course of action, and that will be detrimental to Nigeria as a state and, of course, to the peoples of Nigeria.
So what are the implications of the suspension of a 15% import duty on petrol and diesel for Nigerian consumers looking at the current domestic refining infrastructure?
So that's exactly what we brought to the fore. 40% today is what our internal capacity can provide. 40%, so what happened to the 60%? And that's why we're talking about that the inefficiency in the system would then drive prices up. So what the removal of the 15% today, what is signal is that, I mean, not removal, so to say, stopping the policy that will take effect so soon is important because allow importers to go anywhere in the world. So Nigerian government made them put policies in place to ensure that a petroleum product they are ferrying into the country meet Nigerian standard. At least I don't want to say global standard, meet Nigerian standard so that importers don't take advantage of the porosity to bring in maybe adulterated petroleum product and all of that, get a Nigerian standard and let our importation come in to meet the 60%. What Nigerian government can then do, I propose in that press conference that Nigerian government can at this time begin to encourage modular refineries. That's what is driving the South African economy, their petroleum product in that country. Encourage modular refineries, small refineries that can produce maybe for a local government, maybe for a state, maybe for a region. That way, you will deal with the inefficiency in the fuel supply or in the petroleum product supply. By the time there's enough supply, surplus supply, gradually importation of petroleum product will nosedive because the cost of importation of those products will literally go up, and gradually, before you know what's happening, there will be an alternative supplies and eventually meeting the need of the Nigerian people.
So before we let you go, how can ordinary Nigerians make sense of the benefits of a suspension of a tariff? You just talked about the needs of the Nigerian people. How can they make sense of this?
But they need, because it has not happened. So just to make sense is that what happened on May 29th, 2023, when President Tinubu announced in that opening speech that subsidy is gone. What happened the hour after was an increase in petroleum products. Imagine for 15% introduction, what will happen is that for importers may likely stop importation. Then the demand for petroleum products will then increase because our domestic supply is about 40%. So when our demand for petroleum product increases, prices will go up. So what Nigerians should be happy about is that they don't have to get to that point where maybe petroleum product, for instance, fuel that is selling between 1,000 or 950 at this time may actually go to like 1,200 or 1,300, depending on your location. But it's important for Nigerians to understand that monopoly, anywhere, monopoly is not good. It cannot drive any economy, even in the United States, where capitalism strives. But competition is the beehive of capitalist society.
All right, Austin Aigbe, public policy analyst and civil society leader. Thank you so much for joining us and lending your voice to this cause.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.